He's about the life which is far away. His name is Infinite. Lord, like a flag, yes, Lord, the life which is in me. His name is Infinite. He's a life far away. It's gonna disappear. He's a life far away. It's gonna disappear. This my brother. Far away. It's gonna disappear. It's a life far away. It's gonna disappear. All right. Yeah. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, based on your geographical location. I'd like to welcome you to the June 29, 2023 edition of the program inside District number 13. I am your regular host, your regular presenter of the show inside District number 13. The difference between the rich man and the poor man is just about time. What you can do in life is be humble. No matter where life has placed you just be humble, committed, and a sincere person. God will place you where He's supposed to put you. The ark of the covenant from y'all. Ark of the covenant. All right. So we are so sorry for coming on late due to some technical. So I said in the words of the finance minister, there must in the words of the finance minister, some swear. Due to some technical glitch, we were facing some technical glitches. So our technicians, they were able to work it out. At least we are on the biggest. This is the biggest media hub within district number 13. So we hope and pray to spread our intercourse at the national level in the shortest possible time. It's all about time. It's God that is a problem. Strong lion far away. It's God that is a problem. So, we like to say congratulations. Congratulations to the people of Sierra Leone for going through a democratic process, for exercising their constitutional rights. Despite there was some statement of condemnation. So, so that is it. Oh, all right. So thank you. Thank you to all of our viewers wherever you are following the broadcast. My name is Mohammed Vanikane. And this is our like to officially welcome you to today's edition of the program Inside District number 13. So before my guest can come in, the guest for today is James Sosa. It's something that's going to be very surprising to see a man who once upon a time served as an instructor. To me, he nurtured me. He provided guidance for me when I was a student at the Lebadia International School System. He provide education for me. He taught me economics. And today, to see him come and set on my voice as one of his students, it is actually a good. It is actually something good to see a man who taught one of his students for him to sit on the voice of one of his students today, where the person should be serving, where the person is going to be serving as a host on a media program. It is something encouraging to any one of us that we should feel encouraged, even if it is not me today, it could be you tomorrow sitting in this that I'm sitting in today. So he is the youth league chairperson of district number 13. So we will have him here anytime he come before from 9 to 6:30. So between that time, once he enter the premise of our facility, I'm going to be speaking of that he is here, and then we will usher him in so that we can dive into the issues concerning the CDC as it relates to district number 13. And we will discuss on national issues. Why President Weah should be re-elected, why we should give President Weah a second term. So we're going to talk about all of these things. But as we await our guest, there are other issues that I choose to dive into. There are other issues. I think it's necessary that I play my own thoughts around it. I have some conversation around it as it unfolds. So, so the first thing here is
Seeking for a man so
yeah,
forward.
yeah, all right, all right.
Yeah, just a slice of Mount Zion is for all.
Oh, my sincere apologies for that. Yeah, my sincere apologies for that. My sincere apologies for that. So while we await our guest, while we await our studio guest, Mr. James Kautama Zoe Sosa, we will dive into other issues. And one of those things that I think it is necessary, despite this media institution is situated right within district number 13, I think it is necessary that I place my thoughts on issues that the people within the district are confronted with. So I'm going to start firstly with some of the rules within our district. And one of those places I'm going to talk on first will be Jimmy Carr Road. The intersection there people use to enter local town that you can use to go to Seaboard. If you have been over there, that part of the road is in a deplorable condition. People experience traffic sit at that place only because there is a ditch at the center of the road there, and and that place is an intersection. At times, you have people coming from inside local town, and at times you have people coming from Dura Plus. You will also have people coming from the battery factory belt, or maybe coming from the free pool. They decide to use that route to come inside of Jimmy Carroll. So people find it difficult because there's a dish in there. Nobody wants to place
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal. Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting.
So people should
Keep
be able to track that
Focal.
part of the road that they should not continue to experience traffic. So, so when I left from there, when I spent 20-25 minutes sitting in the traffic. So our people who are in position of leadership, our people who are in positions of leadership, they leave from this country, they go out there, they goes out there and see all of the beautiful roads. They see all of the beautiful things out there, and when they come back to this country, they do not want to do so. They do not want to give us an enabling environment. They do not want to contribute to the beautification of this country. Mr. Como, you start on one of the radio stations yesterday, you see that roads in this country can even be compared to roads in Dubai. Roads in this country, even being compared, you can even compare roads to China, Dubai, other countries. There were a lot of countries that to name, Mr. Fu. So this is something that I want to bring to your attention. You have to exercise your oversight responsibility for those who live in the New Georgia belt. That is your oversight responsibility. If you are forgetting, and I know that you haven't forgotten about that, but it is also your oversight responsibility, Mr. Promo. You said that yesterday on one of the radio stations in this country that rules that the Roberts International Highway, that road can be compared to roads in China, in Dubai. That's fine. That is why you choose to say it, Mr. Fromo. But now, here is it. Right within your own backyard, in your district, those who you lead, those who you are representing at the national legislature, the people are facing serious road activity. There is a big ditch on the Chimicaro belt right in front of the market there. You know that place because you have passed there for some time. You have to exercise your oversight responsibility that those who are in the relevant authority, they need to go there to see how best they can ease that for every single appearance who apply in that street. And then another place is the New Georgia. Mr. Farmer, you have to see how best to also exercise your oversight responsibility on that road. The people also have to see how best the people need to feel the impact of your oversight responsibility. I'm not saying people haven't feel or people are yet to feel the impact of what you have done or what you are doing. No, do not get me wrong. But you need to do more. If what you said yesterday on the radio should reflect, let it serve as a positive reflection to your district. If you people wants to elect President Wia, don't just sit on media institution on radio and just say all of the fun things. And then you come to your own backyard, you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You don't expect and we should not expect people to mount the streets on tomorrow or anytime to come and then start to demand their road to be paved. I think you have to look in that direction, Mr. Fuller. You have to look in that direction to exercise your oversight responsibility in that direction. So that is just it right there. That is why I choose to stay on that. And then moving forward, there is an issue within the township of New Georgia. Over the week, sometime last week, it was last week or a week ago, Mr. Stanley L. Wright was appointed to the position of commissioner to the township of New Georgia. And what we have been getting, that is the reason for which I will not go in depth into what I want to say. But I'll just remain on the surface after I shall have corroborate all of my information, and then we will come back here to tell the public that this is we have gathered from whatsoever thing that has been happening or from whatsoever thing that has happened within the township of Lower New Georgia. So there is this issue about Mr. Louis Blair, Commissioner Louis Blair. He does not want to relinquish the position as a commissioner for the township. And owing to the fact that Mr. Mr. Stilwell has been confirmed by the Liberian House of Senate, and he should be taking his seat. He should be taking office on Saturday of this week. And then what we are hearing, Commissioner Louis K. Williams is refusing or he is reneging. He does not want to step aside. He does not want to enter the office. So, Commissioner Williams, if that is true, I don't think you are proceeding on the rightful path. I don't think you can challenge the mandate from the executive. It is the same executive yesteryears that gave you the mantle of authority. It is the same executive today that is saying, Chief, you have to leave. Other people have to come and serve. We have to respect the law. Commissioner William, I'm not saying you are not a person who respect the law of the country. No, I am not saying that. But what we are gathering, or what we have gathered, if it is true, you will have no other option but to just step aside. Being a former commissioner is not a bad thing. That does not mean that you don't have integrity. That does not mean that you don't have moral. The president have the right to appoint and dismiss. That is the president constitution. That is a constitutional right that was given to the president. So, Commissioner Wheeler, you have to respect that. The same executive that gave you power years ago, it is the same executive today that is saying you have to step aside. It is the same executive that is saying that you have to step aside. So we hope and pray that Commissioner Wheeler govern himself in a way that we expect a statesman to be governed. Commissioner Wheeler, your respect will not be lost. You're not going to lose respect. You're not going to lose your portfolio. People will still recognize you. People will still respect you as the former commissioner of the township. You're still going to be respected by people. So if at all, if at any reason that you have issues, I think you will first have to step aside and allow the newly appointed commissioner to take a seat and start to act by the will and pleasure of the president of the Republic of Liberia. So, moving forward, we have just been informed of the CDC primary, district number 13 CDC primary has been held, and we don't know how was the primary held. We don't know who are those that went through the process and whether there are whether there were procedures on maybe someone who is not a member of the CDC, maybe they choose to contest on the party ticket, and then that person chooses and say, "Oh, since the CDC is conducting a primary, I think it is prudent enough. Let me take advantage of this opportunity and contest the CDC primary." But we were not informed. We saw it on other media institutions from other districts. primary was conducted. And then just out of a sudden, just a minute ago, about 5, 6 minutes ago, I placed a call to one of those guys within the CDC, district number 13 chapter. And then the person said to me that, oh yes, the primary was conducted. And then I started asking Chief, how was it done? What how was the primary done? Who are those people that contested for the seats? And then they said Representative Flomo won the CDC primary on a web ballot. But I think it will be good and prudent enough that I'll have someone from the CDC who is in position of leadership within district number 13 to sit on this platform, or maybe through the conversation while we are ongoing with the conversation, I'll place a call to the coordinator, the CDC coordinator of district number 13, and then try to get some information from her. How did they derive out Mr. Flomo becoming the face of the CDC in district number 13? I'm not against Mr. Flomo being the face of the CDC in district number 13. I am not an executive member of the CDC. I am not a supporter of the CDC. I do not support any political party in this country. I support the Liberian people. The Liberian people is my own of political party in this country. I am not against him. I am not against Mr. Flomo. I am not against the CDC for taking on such decision. No, I am not against it. I was not one of the delegates. And I don't think he or Aqua being one of the delegates to attend the primary. So the primary was here. And maybe some people might have issues and say, I don't want to contest. The last time I hosted former Legends boss, Wilmer Smith, and when I placed that question, when I posed the question to him, he said, Ghana, I'm going to contest as an independent candidate. Once the time reaches, I'm going to contest as an independent candidate. So I think the decision that was made by the CDC, they feel that it is okay for them. The CDC believe in the decision that they have made. The CDC believe the decision they have made, it is in their interest. They do not have issues with it. And I don't really see it like something bad. We are in a practice there. People must be able to exercise the constitutional or whatsoever franchise. People must be able to exercise that. So I am in no other way against the CDC for the decision they have taken within district number 13. Who am I? I am not in executive leadership of the CDC. I do not make decisions whether at a local level or at a zonal level. So we wish the CDC best in the decision they have made. I wish Mr. Fumo the best of luck in the decision that he has taken. And we look forward to we look forward to having a good conversation with Mr. Fumo at any point in time. That's why we are sending a lot of communications to sit on our platform. And we will continue to send communications for him to sit on our platform. No matter what it is, we will continue to send him communication to sit on this platform. That's why there is this thing that people see that we are biased at our institution. We support one side. No, that is not true. We do not support anybody with elections. We do not support anybody contesting with election number 10. We are a media institution. We cut across to do business or businesses with anybody. So, and then on another development, district number 13 have a district council. There is a council we have in the district, which is the district youth council. We have the district youth council, and the district youth council is made up of. But before I can let my thought on that, I think it's going to be prudent enough that I place the call to the acting chairperson of district number 13 youth council. Yeah, who is Duana Dolly. Yeah, I think it's going to be good that I place a call to Duana because he had talked before I could come on the platform. I called him chief. what are those issues that are within the district youth council, which is the DYC district number 13. So I called him and then he and I we had a conversation around it. And he said, Colin, no problem. You can place a call to me once you are on your platform. And then I told him, don't worry, Chief. I'm gonna place a call to you. So I'm trying Donna Dolly number to get him through. And once Donna okay the phone, you're gonna hear him have whatsoever conversations that we're supposed to have as it relates to the current wrestling within the DYC. Election is right around the corner, so young people to just leave the scene and then allow other young guys. Hello, Donna Dolly, how you doing? Chief? This is Mohammed Vanikane, and you are live on Foka on our TV, Chief. Yeah, Chief, we're doing great. How is the DYC, by the way? There is this issue within the DYC as it relates to the chairperson who just lost his seat. Abby Bryan, who is the chairperson of the DYC, he just lost the election within his community. So where is the DYC at the moment? So we have been receiving communications and other piece of document that on Saturday, the DYC going to be making a statement at the induction ceremony of the newly appointed commissioner. So if I may ask you, what is the sense of the DYC? Because you saying, oh, I lost Ghana. Oh, I'm trying to reconnect with Dolly. Oh, yeah. So the DYC is supposed to be making a statement on the endorsement ceremony of the newly appointed commission. So there's all there is a ranking within the TYC right now as it relates to who's supposed to head the TYC. You know, in every political institution, you will have people who believe in certain group of people. You will have people who believe in a leader, in a particular person who is heading certain position within an institution. So that is what I am sensing within the DYC. Here is it. The man who is the current chairperson of the DYC, Allen Abbey Brown Jr., he lost his election. He lost the election to the Unity Party Youth League Chair, District Number 13, Benda. I think William Benda, who he lost to. So the law of the DYC, I was able to lay my hands on one of the documents, on the document governing the district youth council, and within that document, it states that once you are not a community youth chairman, a current youth chairman within your community, once you are not heading, so once you are not heading any of the positions within your community, you cannot be opportune or you will not be opportune to serve on the council. So Abi lost the election, and up to present, Abi does not want to speak to the public. I have reached out to Abi Bryan or Tom Sofat Normal telling him, Chief, I want to have a conversation with you. What is going on with the DYC? Abi Bryan does not want to speak to all of those issues the DYC is confronted with. And the sorrowful thing about it is that the sorrowful thing about it is that those who are heading or those who are members of the DYC, there is a faction right now within the DYC, District Number 13 Youth Council. there is a faction within the District Number 13 Youth Council. There are people who believe in the Abby Bryan faction, and there are people who believe in the Dwana Dolly faction. So it becomes complicated. Right now, who's supposed to hear the DYC? Who who's supposed to lead the DYC right now? That is where they have some sticky issues. That is where some sticky issues are. Who's supposed to hear the DYC? So I think at about this time, there are documents. I think at about this time, Donna Dolly, who is the acting chairperson, or who was serving as the co-chair to Abby Bryan, supposed to occupy the position at this time. He's supposed to be the one now to be leading the DYC. In one of their Harpo, I got one of my sources from one of their Harpo chat room, and then the reason for which I asked Mona Dolly what would be the position of the DYC on Saturday program concerning the induction of Mr. Stanley Wright is that there are some guys within the DYC who are saying this is our position statement on Saturday occasion. This is why we're going to say to the commissioner, to the newly appointed commission, the commission who will be endorsed on that day. This is what we're going to say to him. Then there is another group of people who are saying who are on the side who seems to be on the side of Donna Dolly. They are saying that you cannot carry the DYC to that occasion. The DYC should receive a written communication. There are some guys who are saying if we are going to attend, what are we going to attend with? How are we going to attend such an event? There are some guys who are saying that. So it becomes very difficult and complicated for the DYC now to work as a collective force. And if you know, the DYC is a governing body that is responsible for all of the young people in District Number 13. They are the ones who are supposed to be speaking on behalf of the young people during the voter registration process. And we have provide a lot of coverage for them when they launched a campaign, start and name, say no to voter trucking. Your vote is your right. Do not sell your vote. Oh, I acknowledge that. They were the first group of people within within the Republic of Liberia that I saw so far for them to take to the public, for them to mount the principal streets of District Number 13 to say no to voter trucking. They were the first group of people to do that. So I hope the those with the DYC, I hope and pray those who are within the DYC, all of the youth chairmen from the 38 communities, because District Number 13 Youth Council is made up of 38 youth chairperson, because the district is made out of 38 communities. So all of those 38 communities, they send their youth chair. Every community send their youth chair, and then they made up the district youth council. And I hope they can resolve whatsoever conflict that is within the district youth council. So I hope they can resolve all of those things, and we will continue to see whatsoever thing he wants to say. We will continue to make whatsoever recommendation, whatsoever point we think it is necessary, it is prudent enough for us to make as a young people. We will make that recommendation. The brothers within the DRC, they are my friends. We all are brothers and friends. We have some things in common. We do things in common. I know almost all of the guys within the district council. So I hope and pray that they settle their difference and then they can move on to work together. So just so before I can bring Mr. Choco Monga on the screen, I will just talk on. Anyway, let me bring Mr. Monga on the screen. Maybe Choco Monga have something to say. You know, he is a strong supporter of the CDC. He supports President We Are Re-election, but I don't. Anyway, let me not speak for Mr. Monga. So I think Mr. Monga will speak for himself whether he supports President We Are Re-election or he doesn't support President We Are Re-election, or whether he, because the matter of fact here is that Mr. Monga, you are a supporter of the CDC. I think you're going to be supporting the decision that was made on today by the CDC within District Number 13 by by overwhelmingly electing Mr. Elton to represent your party, to also represent President George Manneh. We are in district number 13. So, folks, wherever you're following the broadcast, this is inside district number 13. We are here having some conversation as it relates to the district and national issues. So we will just bring Mr. Monga. Mr. Monga is already on the screen. So
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part in it.
all right, so we are so sorry for that. Mr. Monga, welcome, Chief. How you doing, sir?
Thank you so much for the invitation. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
You are coming breaking in.
Is it much better? Is it much better?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Is it much better?
Yeah, you are much better. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for the invitation. By the way of introduction, my name is Chokon Mongai. I am a stalwart of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, and I do support the re-elections of the president.
Oh, you're coming. I'm not getting too clear. Yeah.
I can probably phone in via WhatsApp if that helps.
Yeah, no problem. I think that will be okay. That you can phone in. No problem, Chief. Yes, sir. No problem, sir. Since we cannot get you through on the screen, we will also appreciate getting you through live to the
Hello,
telephone.
hello,
So you can call
hello,
any one of the numbers on
hello,
the screen.
hello.
Yeah.
I think Chogon is much clearer. You have to check your volume, the microphone, your earphones because we're hearing Chogon clear on the broadcast. You have to check it from your side. You can ask your technician to check
Oh,
from
yeah, I
the
get.
audio output. Yeah, we are hearing clear on the large screen.
Oh, all right. No problem, Chief. Okay, Mr. Monga, you're okay. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay, so we requested to appear on the show because we have written our institution, the Coalition for Democratic Change, reporting our own disappointment in the overwhelming elections of Edward Papi Flomo on grounds that we expected our institution to have properly vetted all of the candidates before their participation in the primary process of the party. And I'm not 100% sure if the vetting was done in District 13 because I, being a person who believes in the quality of leaders, oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Chogon, you can go ahead. You are
Oh,
live.
okay. I think the host dropped. That's why. I, being
Yes.
someone who believes in the quality of those who represent our people, and looking at the character of Honorable Edward Papi Flomo as a lawmaker based on his performance over time, I think he doesn't fit to represent our people. At the moment, our people need a representative who should be able to articulate their views and aspirations. And based on the score sheet of the former lawmaker, it is glaring that he doesn't have the capacity to represent our people in the House of Representatives. And it is clear, like during legislative
So,
debate, you can go ahead.
do you oppose or will you oppose the decision by the party to in the face of the CDC within District number 13?
Yeah, I have already written the party to disassociate myself with the decision, and I'm hoping that they're going to reconsider that decision because the character Edward Pape Flomo doesn't fit to represent my institution in the district. And we are trying to use the internal legal procedure that the party have lined up, and we are hoping that the party will hear our concern. to remove and probably select one of the marketers or somebody who can ably represent our people to serve in that position. I think that would be fair enough.
But you are sounding like
So Mr. Monga, your point here is not about just a ticket. It is about an individual because I think if you follow your if we are follow your history on social media, you are all advocated for a good lawmaker from the district, and then you have always stood your ground that Edward Frumo is not a lawmaker.
Yeah. First, I don't have issue with him as a person.
Beautiful.
Yes. So what's the problem with he being on the ticket? Because currently he is a current representative who won um majority of the vote as an independent candidate, and now the party see his work at the horse and then in the district, and then brought him to the primary and won on a white ballot.
Okay. So if you ask me for my prescription of a lawmaker is someone who I'm getting some terrible feedback.
Mo, can you control the feedback from your studio? I think the feedback from your studio.
uh
So
I think we're okay at the moment.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so my prescription of a lawmaker is someone who is issue oriented, someone who is willing to listen to the plight of their people, and someone who incorporates participatory leadership. So, for example, Flomo was elected in 2018, 2019 to represent our people. We expected Flomo to have incorporated the ideas of everyone because I could be I could be a professional economist, but when it comes to health issue in the house, if I know that I have limited understanding of the health sector, and maybe for example, Kane is a health practitioner, I should be able to listen to Kane, solicit his views, and then craft my argument before going into the house. But Flomo have not been incorporating the views of other people. He have not been interacting with our people apart from distributing money and food, and that is not the kind of representative we need. We need someone who will be able to represent us doing cardinal debate, doing the budgetary debate. I didn't notice from making any intervention. We are concerned about the quality of education in our district. Gabriel Kole being the biggest government high school in our district. What are the support that we are providing? Doing how many occasions have Edward Papi Flomo raised issue about Gabriel Kole is being involved into bribery? There are so many reports where teachers are soliciting money from students in our district, and they are not doing anything about it. As a lawmaker, he should be able to invite the health, not the health, but the education minister to ask them to make some intervention to make sure that the quality of education our students are getting is high. But we see the guy, he
But
just sits in the
Mr.
house,
Monga,
he doesn't advocate
Mr.
for our
Monga,
people, he doesn't talk. Yes, I'm sorry.
yeah, okay, so that was just take it back to your opening statement, right? The first and foremost thing is you should understand that Mr. Flomo have submitted like 2 to 3 bill in primary this year. If you look at his report for last year, he did participate in voting that caused the renewal of some consensual agreement. And if you look at this year, he had made some significant impact in the house. When you look at the district level of education, Omofomo told us that he is working in line with the DEO, to have a lot of case on scholarship from the APM terminal, from the Brighton, from the City Brother in so forth. Mr. Promo also celebrated with the 12th grader last year afterwards at the most famous in ultimate center called 88. So what is your problem with him not being involved with his with his people? You know, like lawmaker is there to connect with his people, and the people believe that he has connected himself with them.
So from 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 what you're saying about who about that, I think he's still in the wrong because when you talk about him making intervention in the house, what are the interventions that he's making? What are some of the trickle down effects that our people are benefiting from those interventions? That could be two. Number three, is he consulting our people before making some of those decisions? You see, we have a democracy in Liberia, and if we have a democracy, it is it is not optional. You are compelled as a leader before articulating the views and aspirations of our people, you have to go back to them, solicit their view before the budget year. Did he take the budget to the people in our district, asking them which sector they want him to prioritize, which sector they want him to maybe advocate for an increased allotment? None of those issues are happening in our district. I'm not even
Yeah,
sure
but
if
they
we
may
have
have
district
a
development
district
meeting.
setting. They may have a district setting. The man hearing so submitted his annual report to the people of the district. They may have some pictorial evidence from the program that were held. Yesterday, the imam of the district went for what offering blessing to the main because of the leadership that he had provided for the in previous 4 to 5 years. So, what style of leadership do you want this individual from to possess for you to fully accept him as your party in looking in the district? Because we understand that CC will not be fee another candidate. CC is only showing her support beyond on Papi Flomo.
Oh, yeah, but as a member of the institution, I have the right to question the decision of the party if I think it's not correct. And the party, on the other hand, as an institution, they have to investigate my concern and see if there's a merit. And if there's a merit, they're going to reconsider that decision. And that is the reason why we are using all of the internal mechanism to ensure that our issues are being heard.
But did you follow the primary process? Because we understand that every party primary have a deadline for registration, have a deadline for participate to come and register. Did anybody register or people come out to register and then they were rejected? Because I understood that on the one on a web ballot. So where were the letter of Mr. Wilmot Smith? Where is Prince Aguero Kennedy, who is also a physician?
So that should be a question for the CDC. I'm not questioning the conduct of the primary. I'm questioning the quality of person that was selected for the party. It doesn't represent our institution. It sent out a bad image. That guy, that guy who was elected today on the party's ticket sent out a bad picture. That guy is a wholesale distributor of drug in Liberia. I'm articulating my own view, not the view of the station, and I can prove it at any point. Thank God it's being recorded. That guy is associated with the sales of drug. We cannot have a character of that kind representing our people. Our district need a lawmaker. For example, if it is Cannon, he should serve as an example for the young people in our district. The young people should see him and be encouraged to go to school and feel like, oh, maybe I want to be like Cannon after I should have graduated from high school or college. And not somebody who is creating a lot of dark cloud over themselves and over our district. Whenever people are talking about legislators being involved into the sales of drug, who do they think about? They think about Eto Papi Fumo. And you talk about
Oh,
religious people honoring Flomo in our district. I tend to question that because there have been several local and international institutions that branded the guy as a bobo lawmaker in our Liberian parlance because he doesn't speak in parliament. He doesn't speak in parliament. He doesn't participate. He only go there and vote based on whatever interest he does have. I don't know. Our district have a lot
but
of something.
just to respond, just to ask you a few questions on what you have said. Um, there might be people within district number 13 who do not really believe in, who do not really care about how many bills the lawmaker pass up there, but they are concerned about the common thing. What are those common things, like what he is capable of putting on their table? Maybe he goes to their houses, he dish out 1 or 2 cents, or maybe buy a cup of rice or a bag of rice. What do you make of that? Because we saw the lawmaker yesteryears on Facebook, on social media, on his official Facebook page, distributing money to people. What do you make of that? He, as the face of your political party in district number 13, do you think this decision by the CDC on today send a good signal out there to the people in district number 13, that will serve as an encouragement that President Weah can get an overwhelming vote within district number 13 as we go to the poll on October 10th of this year?
So just a brief correction. He's not the face of the district. According to the document that was
No, but
constituted, I come in chief. The document constituted
no,
to formulate. I come in chief. I don't want to say something.
he,
The document that was constituted to form the primary committee said that if an investigation is open, there will be a question mark placed on the candidate until the investigation is conducted. So, in as much I have submitted a complaint, until my complaint can be heard and resolved, there's still a question mark. He's not a candidate as of now. There is a complaint that is being investigated right now. So if you want to look for the face of our party in the district, then maybe we should say it's John Weah at the moment until a decision can be taken. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, but on the other hand, talking about people who are encouraging lawmakers to be distributing money. I think that is not a good idea. Our lawmakers should be creating an avenue for our people to be able to work and not to be beggars. And that is what we want to see in a lawmaker. We don't want to see somebody who's going to be passing around distributing rice on Saturday, distributing $5, $10, but rather somebody who will empower our people so that they can be able to get their own $5 or $10 on their own. And and those who support the idea of maybe a lawmaker going around or electing people who will go around distributing rice, maybe building bridges, building roads, those are people who are encouraging our lawmakers to be corrupt. Because if the guys take loan or they take their personal resources and conduct some of those developmental projects, after they should have gotten elected, they get to involve themselves into corrupt activities because they have to either pay back some of those high interest loans that they have taken to give out those handouts to our people before election, and then after being elected, they have to pay it back. Our people should be looking for quality in leadership. They should be looking for people who have history of delivery, people who have the ability to deliver. For example, if this person was a teacher before, how did they serve as a teacher? What was their performance? Is he committed to his job? Is he somebody who can deliver? What is his performance? But not somebody who have never worked before, somebody who doesn't have any delivery history, somebody who doesn't have any leadership experience, they doesn't have any background. We just select them because they're distributing rice or maybe they're building road. And to be honest, I haven't seen anyone in our district process that I support right now because the quality of leader that our district needs to emancipate our people, I haven't seen it in none of the frontliners. I'm being honest with you, I haven't seen it in none of them. Not just the CDC candidate, but even the Unity Party candidate and the lack of the other guys who are contesting.
Yeah, the Mongas. It's a Monga.
Um,
I can hear you.
Yeah, mommy can go ahead, mommy.
we are facing some network problem in studio. We are facing some network problem here. Yeah, so I'm a bit struggling to get you clear for my headphone here in studio. I'm struggling a little bit to get you. So how do oh the network here is very bad. Anyway, this is Mr. Mongadem regime. So it is their regime that we are experiencing a bad network connectivity.
We cannot blame government for everything. We as young people, we have our own responsibility. We should be innovative. The internet was invented by someone. What are we inventing as young people?
So let's just take you now and put you in a situation like if you were one of the executive committee.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
So, Mr. Bonga, there's a video clip from your CC Kennedy that just won a primary on a web outlet distributing a huge sum of money to his market women on a Sunday morning at the resident. And that money, if you go on a page, he said he distributed more than $6 million Nigerian dollars. So what do you make of this video?
Can you hear me? As an individual, to engage into
Now.
you have to engage into personal benevolent activities. I think there's nothing wrong with it. But I think in addition to doing that, we should be creating means through which our people can feed themselves. And that way our people have to go and sit to the house of a lawmaker on Sunday to wait for handout, to wait for micro loan. We should try to strengthen our institutions so that they can be able to provide loan to people. So that, because the thing about it is that, why if you're not supporting this person and this person providing micro loan or even it's a grant, how sure are you that you're going to benefit from the grant? So those who are opposing Flomo in the community, are they also benefiting from this grant? I'm not sure. If you're somebody in the community who's going to be vocal against this person, you might not benefit from the handout. So what he should be doing to ensure that this grant or maybe loan is holistic, he should be trying to advocate as a lawmaker to ensure that we strengthen our institution so that our financial institution can be able to provide financial aid, loans, or grant to people who are engaged into business, and ensure that our people are also paying back those loans so that they can be able to empower other people who will come in the future to get loans. But personally, I have no issue with anybody taking their fundings to maybe give grant to people. I don't have any issue with that. I have issue with people who want to be elected, but because who want to be elected, who were never seen in the community, now that they want to be elected, because it is probably a year or two before election, and they are coming about maybe distributing food, distributing money, trying to engage into some quick impact project in our district. Those are people who have issue with. But a lawmaker or private sector citizen distributing money, I have no issue with it. And I think there should be no problem with that.
No problem. Mr. Bonga, we are saying that with a kind of gesture from Elder Bobby Flomo, where he said on his post some money from his bedroom, maybe he may not even have freshened up, and then just came on the post with $6 million Liberian dollars, and then distributing where in the rate is so high, international community looking at citizens have not taken paid, everything versus is what head scatter, and then this individual who makes barely not more than 4,000 as per the law, them without any benefit, and then distributing more than $6 million dollars to more than 50 to 100 market women. So we are saying that this man also have more money to help the CC to run campaign. So why are you against him? Why are you not standing with him so that CC can have enough capital to run a campaign?
No, I'm against him being my party candidate in District 13. Because if he's going to be elected, he will be representing me. And I think he doesn't meet the quality of a person to represent me. He lacks everything. He is slow-witted. The lawmaker is dull-witted. The lawmaker have a tainted character. His presence as a lawmaker for this.
When you say tainted character, when you say tainted character, can you be more precise?
If I say tainted character, I'm saying that I'm representing myself, not your institution. I'm saying that Elder Pape Flomo is engaged into the wholesale distribution of drugs in Liberia.
Do you have any proof? Because since this man is sell to the seat of representative for District 13, that happen to be one of the most productive districts in Montserrat. This man have never been caught in any act of drugs, even though it have been alleged from what people that do not support him in calling him drugs in dealer or all of you. But on the record, there have been no police report or no indictment around his character related to drugs.
Oh no, the records are there. You can verify this from the lawmaker. Your institution, the media institution, you can do your own investigation. Flomo was arrested in 2012 at the Central Street Police Station for the sale of drug.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Yeah. And I have pictures to that effect. I can share that picture of your institution.
Yeah, sure. Sure. You can send it to our email or our WhatsApp, and then we gonna bring the story out to the people. Welcome, Mr. Enes Lavilingon. On air we have Mr. Chogo Monga, who is a CDC supporter. I think,
It's good having you. It's good having you on Foca Choco.
mommy, can take it from you so I can pick you guys up later.
Thank you so much, Levi.
All right.
Mommy, can you
So
hear me?
thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. So thank you. So that was the voice of the CEO, Andy Boblet Jala, and one of the strong supporter of the CDC, who is currently in the United States of America, Choko Munga. He has some issues with his party making such decision to make Mr. Flumo the candidate that should be representing or that will represent the CDC as we goes to the pool in district number 13. So there's a Lavi Lincoln. You have anything to contribute to inside district number 13 on today's edition?
Before the man come in with a contribution, we just want to tell him that Honorable Bobby Flomo have won the CDC primary on the web ballot. So we look for you to congratulate your colleague to be the candidate of the CDC.
Congratulations, who my colleague? Who is my
No,
colleague?
I think Mr. Flomo is Choco Monga colleague because they are from the CDC.
Yeah, but
No,
Mr.
Andy.
Mongo
Andy.
is on the lab, and then he will speak of that more.
So when Andy said that uh I know Edward Papi Flomo is my colleague. I don't know from when. Is he a part of Team Andy?
No, Ella Bayo Flomo is now inheriting the ticket of the CC for which you supported in 2018 when Mr. John J. Weah was the ticket holder for the district in
As
the
a
primary
as a
that
I
you got
supported
defeated, that
I
you myself
supported
got
him.
defeated by Honorable Flomo.
But it is not a surprise that it comes to me as no surprise that Edward Papi Flomo wins a ticket on web ballot. It is not any surprise to me. Edward Papi Flomo is one of the underperforming senator representatives in the Republic of Liberia. All records have shown that, and CDC itself, as a government, as an institution, has a lot of flaws. My good brother Trokon, in as much as he is a staunch CDC supporter, he understands that CDC has a lot of flaws, and to make these flaws very catastrophic is the fact that not only they were underperforming, but then you had these extrajudicial killings and the overwhelming influx of and illicit drugs in the Republic of Liberia. So it is not anything strange. Edward Papi
Is there any record at any point in time that Honorable Flomo was caught in the distribution or sale of drugs?
I did not say
Oh,
Edward
actually,
Papi Fluma had been carried in national newspaper for alleged drug smuggling. I did not write the story.
Can you give me the edition, the vent,
Eh,
the
eh,
volume,
eh,
and the
I'm not talking about that. Right now the CDC government is. I'm not saying they're not going to win the election. I'm not talking about win or lose here. But this is a government that is struggling in so many ways. In as much
no?
as you cannot point
Can
to
you
one
clarify
person.
that statement so you know that? So do you believe that CC will win this election?
I don't know. They are sitting. You cannot rule them out of election. I'm here to give a balance. I'm not going to talk my emotions here. I'm going to talk politics. CDC is the sitting government. CDC has what it takes. They has all of the advantages to win the election. However, the opposition can come with a surprising shot to win the election. So let's wait and see. But you cannot. No one in a righteous mind will look at a sitting government and don't talk politics and decide to talk emotions and say that CDC cannot win the October election. But however, let's speak to on what basis?
last I wanted
On
to
what
correct something you said because you
on
mentioned it.
what basis? I come and let me ask you, Choco. On what basis? On what development basis? On what achievement basis did the CDC District 13 Black decided to present to Edward Papi Flomo a white ballot when I know indeed there were other competent individuals that support the CDC, like the Wilmot Smith. So Wilmot Smith is developing interest. Is he going to run as or an independent candidate, or is he going to be bought out of the election? If you have a representative that has underperformed to a very, very low extent, and you celebrate giving him a white ballot, is it that you continue to use it is it that you enjoy using him as a silent stooge of corruption, or what is it? I want to at this point give Trocon that point to talk. I mean, it's a mixed emotion here for me that as we talk about bringing about very serious governance, people celebrate down in District 13 that Edward Papi Flomo, putting aside drugs allegation, all of these kinds of other conversations, but by record has been one of the least performing lawmaker can win a white ballot to run on CDC ticket. It shows more and more that CDC is forever and ever on serious to really drive the agenda of this country forward.
Yeah, so I disagree with your initial point that I'm in agreement with you that the government have been overly challenged. My own thinking, I think the government have overperformed. If you if the benchmark that we're going to be using is the performance of previous leaders, then I think the government have overperformed. And I can go down and catalog some of the performance that I'm talking about. Number one, I will talk about education. During previous years, people used to struggle, including me. We used to struggle for tuition. When I was living in Battery Factory, during several occasions, I had to struggle and ask for handout before going to school, before getting school fees. But right now, regardless of your political party, regardless of your geographic location, everyone is being afforded the opportunity to attend free school in Liberia at the university level. If you decide to attend government school, which of course I think we should applaud government for that, and that is a means to which a lot of people can get economically emancipated because the expectation is if you go to school, for example, you study biology and chemistry, if you graduate, you're gonna if you grad say you do nursing in school, if you graduate, you're gonna get a job, and that job will be able to put bread on the table of you and your family. So that is a big economic plus that brings. That's number one. Number two, the government the government have the government have included a lot of people who were not working in government before, who were probably like volunteers on the government payroll, which of course I see to be another plus. For example, we have volunteer nurses and doctors in places that were not on government payroll. But right now the government have ensured that all of the nurses and doctors that are working, they are being placed on the government payroll. And one of the biggest things that the government have also done that we are overlooking is that we have people who went to school to become medical doctor. They sat down at the medical school in Dr. for probably 5, 10 years. Some of them were making $700. But right now, all of the medical doctors that work for the government of Liberia, they are making 2,000, and all of the nurses are making 700 if you work for the government. So I think those are major contributions that the government is making, and we should be able to applaud the government. I will agree with you if you say everything is not 100%. Yes, everything is not 100%. There are some issues that needs to be addressed, but we should still, in the midst of all of those issues, in as much the positive is higher than the negative, I think we should still applaud the president. Talk about road development.
I come to inject when you say that the positive are more than the negatives.
Hmm.
Or truth, when you sit in the United States of America, let's talk development from a very constructive point of view,
Hmm.
and let's talk long term development, right?
Hmm.
You have we've been talking over and over in the Republic of Liberia on the issue of poor education system in this country.
Hmm.
I mean, least to talk about now, you just a presidential statement, a policy statement without a plan to. I mean, what you end up doing is to make the institution. I'm coming. Let me. I'm coming. Tia,
Just a token. I really wanted us to talk about the district board.
no, Andy, I'm coming. I'm coming. You
Yeah, we can
talk
carry it
about
down to
free
the district.
education. Yeah, you talk about free education. So let's make it clear. What is
Token,
it?
if you
What it
want to see who is
is
speaking, can you put a camera on Token?
Okay.
what is the sustainability for a free education at the university level, which let's compare to see how many institutions around the globe that is making mark in terms of education have a totally free education. Let's look at the outcome of these university students. Let's look at the gaps in the readiness for the professional or the job market. So we have all of these things. We cannot boast of a free education that every time the system itself is going against itself, you have professors and lecturers protesting for stipend, all of that, only because systems are not in place. It is good that any government will want to say you want to make Liberia a free educational environment, but it comes with system. That is not something that you just say, I mean, from the blue sky. And now the possibility for that to happen is one incur challenges after another incur challenges. If you wanted to make, let's look at the logistics itself to run a university first and foremost. Let's look at the salary that comes with running a university. Let's look at all of these small chunks of important things to run a university, and then an administration without proper planning come and say, okay, we are running a free university. You overwhelm the university with a lot of students with low logistical support, challenging salary environment, or only because the president wants to set up name for himself. So we are not looking at that. How do we can we manage the current free education at the University of Liberia, and say that in the next 10 years, University of Liberia can be ranked amongst growing African institutions? No, we cannot. So that is a flaw in itself. You even talk about the roads. Sorry that you're not in the Republic of Liberia. Almost all of the feeder roads that the president developed, all of these feeder roads they've damaged, they've been repaired more than once, and they are even damaging again. If you want to make something your legacy, you plan and do it properly. You do it once and for all. That even going administrations after administration, this becomes a legacy of a person. So if you look at the road connectivity in Liberia, I can tell you just right from the most popular place of the president, one of his favorite places, the Dole community, almost all of the roads there they are challenged. The feeder roads they are not built with the right measurement. They are not built with the right materials. They are not at the bare minimum standard of a road. So you are doing something for excitement and not a legacy. So every time you want to do something for excitement and not a legacy, what happens? It will, even if the George Weah administration sits and win a re-election, it becomes a burden for them to incur. If another administration comes, instead of going forward, you are coming back to deal with some of these same issues that they were not done properly. So the administration is here working. They seem to have measurable outcomes. No, they are not. In reality, they are challenging outcomes because they are not being done at the standard and the procedures at which they should be done. That another administration comes can turn the hair from that, saying that okay, this administration fulfilled this, I can go and achieve the other things. So these are some of the gaps that we are talking about. So you
Let me
don't have more negatives than positive. You don't have a
Malawi,
system.
let me correct you real quick.
Chokon, you don't have a system that the entire judicial system is completely biased and has totally broken, and then you say there is more negative than the positive.
Lavi,
I'm not going to be open.
I want to
Anyway,
disagree with
I'm
you.
not going to be open about my
Lavi,
work.
Lavi,
Anyway,
I wanted to ask to
hello, anyway, I'm not going
Yep.
to be open about
From
my
here, we
work that
divert to the district.
I'm not going to be open about my work that I do. But my work that I do, it takes me into the deeper challenges that this government is incurring. That civil societies, local and international NGOs have to go in day by day and on a daily basis to patch them. So there are way more negatives than positive. So as we tend to drive these things, we should be looking for intellects. We should be looking for people with the skill set, with the technical know-how to send at the legislator, not a buffoon like Edward, or buffon like Edward wins or what ballet ticket and people celebrate. It is a more burden to the government than a win. It is a burden, Trocon. You want to agree with me
so you
that
see,
it
So
is a
the issue,
burden?
to correct you real quick, right? And starting with your intervention on the judiciary system, if the judiciary system, right, is being controlled by government, and you feel like they are biased, most of the decision is not in place, then opposition wouldn't have won some of the court cases that they had in the face of government, because the government and other parties went to court before, and there have been several parties who have won government in cases. So it means that our system is fair. So if you have an opposing view to that, then you should be able to come and present that. Because if I was a president and I'm dictatorial, right, you cannot sue me in court and you win me. There have been several cases you have won the government. I think the government have lost more cases than winning. I stand to be corrected. That's number one. Number two, Papi Flomo being the lone candidate in our district is because the young people or the people of our district as a whole refuse to lift their hands up. And no
Yes, so
political party,
definitely,
no
you have
political
to agree with me
party,
earlier on now. You have to agree with me earlier on now that
I
you need to
agree.
go behind the party and then support Papi Flomo because they
No,
may want the party. They may want the party primary
my
on what ballot.
disagreement was, for example, if Chokon have a dark cloud over him and he have even 500 US to register to contest on a party ticket, as a party, the party should have conducted its own internal vetting.
So,
Although Chokon is a
wait,
citizen, but he
Chogon,
should not have been qualified in the first place to contest on the party ticket.
so
That's
Chogon,
my
are you
argument.
telling us that
Then,
Mama
if there was
Smith
no candidate,
went to register and then the party denied him? Are you telling us that Princess Ghetto went to register and the party denied her? Are you
I'm
telling us
saying,
that Amos' son went to register and the party denied him?
no, I'm saying it's what the party should have done to Flomo. Even if Flomo
But Flomo,
registered, he should have been rejected. That's my argument.
why? They made a certain lawmaker. They may not have any time because
It doesn't matter.
if they may have or indictment against him, the people are telling who are impeaching. It is in the law.
So it falls down on the young people of the district. The young people,
So definitely,
the young people.
Asking the young people.
No, but
Chokon
Enes,
knows what it is.
I listen to you when you're
Knows.
speaking, but you have to be tolerant. No, you gotta be tolerant. You have to be
No,
tolerant.
Chokon, I'm
I listen
tolerant.
to you.
Chokon.
I come in, chief. I listen to you when you are speaking. Is that because everything you are saying makes sense? But because there's an organized forum, we cannot argue like the people in the market. We have to organize
No,
ourselves.
Chokon,
So when I'm talking, you
false.
listen. When you talking,
No,
I listen.
Chokon, no, Chokon.
Okay, I'll
Let's
listen to you.
inject something.
Go ahead.
Let's inject something. Let's inject something.
No, but
Mr.
you're not
Moderator,
injecting. I haven't
Mame
said
Bani,
anything.
Mame
Go
Bani,
ahead. You.
please moderate this show. Mame, please moderate this show.
No, here is something. Andy Progress.
Please allow 1 minute for each speaker.
No, Andy Progress spoke. There were silence that were breaking for a couple of seconds before I came in. Chokon, let's be civil. Let's be respectful to each other.
Okay, so can we ask the host to give us at least a few seconds that each person can talk at least so we can hear from each other?
Because I came in because there was a break in the mic.
We should not
Mr.
even
Host,
do it. We should
Mr.
do it
Host,
ourselves.
Mr. Host,
No.
are you attentive on the show, Mame?
Hijacking me.
Mame, are you attentive on the show? Mame,
I'm attentive on the show. You know,
okay, so
I'm
please,
looking at. I'm just looking at every one of you. I'm looking at every one of you, and then the people are just speaking.
yeah, so please moderate
And I think
your show.
no problem. Thank you for giving me the time. Thank you for giving the responsibility back to me because you people just should I say hijack the entire conversation. Is that a right word?
No. Chogo, please come to the screen. Chogo, please come to the screen so everyone can see you as you are criticizing his victory today. Please come to the screen.
And I want to be on record for that. Honestly, I want to be on record. And I'm not just disappointed in Flomo, but I'm disappointed in the young people of our party. Regardless
So
of the
who was
economic
the
condition, I'm coming, Chief. Regardless
so who
of the
chaired the primary
economic,
today?
we can speak to that later, my man.
That
My
primary,
disappointment.
I don't know. Hello. Can
Yeah.
I hold you people there a minute? Because the youth league chair of the CDC district number 13 chapter has just arrived. Whether we can add him on the screen and then we can have a
Yeah,
conversation around
you
it.
can eye on the screen. You can eye here. So we have somebody who is there to defend the ticket of the CC and the same time defending CC as a whole. And you have Chogon who is defending CC as a whole, but also against the ticket. So it's going to be a more watery conversation today. But anyway, let's take a short break and then we're going to come back after this intro.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
All right, guys. So as we're waiting, Mohammed Fanny, it'll come on the screen. We want to say this inside the 13. We are here with Mr. Chogo Manga, who sits in Minnesota, the United States of America. He's a strong supporter of the CDC. We have Mr. Ines Latin Ligon from the program Online TV, and I'm the Brother Jara. The host is Mohammed Fanny Kane, and we are bringing another guest on the screen soon. His name is James T. Sosa. He's the CDC District Deputy Youth Chair. He's a CDC.
Yeah, yeah.
Quality view.
So, man,
When you have a focus in TV, that's your man.
Mami, do you have your guest on now?
You're focusing to bring
Yes.
Yeah, we have a guest just
He's not on the
arrived in the
screen.
studio,
Can you
so-
bring his camera on?
Yeah, just within a second, they're going to be added on the screen.
All right. So, Mr. Lavi, we know that you supported the CDC in 2018 for John J. Weah when you were leading the campaign team of John J. Weah. When
then you guys can just wear your cabinet now. Yeah, because you
Andy.
sense your. Yeah,
Stop moving with the CDC conversation because you are a bitter man.
yeah.
You are a broken-hearted
No.
man.
So,
You are supporting
No,
the
don't classify me as a beta man.
No,
I made my
wait,
statement clear from
wait.
2020.
Trogon, you were talking about being moderate. Kindly talk to Andy. The gentleman over there he refuses to understand that he was the chief spokesperson for John Weah at the time. The
Oh
gentleman
yes,
over
I
there-
said it. I said I was a campaign spokesman for John J. Weah in 2018. You must say we're on the same team.
John J. Weah era.
We're on the same team. Yes.
We are going past John J. Weah right now. John J. Weah, I don't even think John J. Weah is anywhere around the electoral process.
Yes. So we also want to ask you, as a good friend of Honorable John J. Weah, where is the support of John J. Weah currently?
If the chief spokesperson cannot provide me with said information, how is it I'm able to disseminate? Because don't forget now, I was working at your will and pleasure to feed you with information and you feed it to the public. So you should be telling me at this point in time where is John J. Weah headed, because I'm aware that at some point in time Sosa came in words of war with John J. Weah on the social media. So apparently you have more of that information, or we can turn to Sosa to know where is John J. Weah headed at some point in the conversation. But right now, let us not move away from the conversation. We have
Okay. Let us welcome our guest on studio, Mr. James T. Sosa, Honorable Youth Chair, District number 13. We want to say welcome to Foga Online TV. This inside District number 13. Are you hearing me, Mr. Sosa?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the welcome.
Yeah, so can you tell us who is Mr. Emmanuel and who is Mr. James D. Sosa? At least let the audience get to know you as we dive into the conversation. Mommy, can you check the microphone?
Yeah, he's muted. He's muted. I can see that. From
Mommy, I think you guys are muted from studio. Mommy, can you check your microphone? Your microphone.
Yeah, both Mohammed and Sosa are both muted.
Mommy, are you hearing us? I think the guys in studio having a terrible internet. So, Mr. James Sosa is the District 13 Youth Chair for the Rudy Party. Mr. Sosa is here to make most statement on the just in the primary that saw on film as the lone candidate coming out as fatal on a web ballot. So again,
That's not
Mr. Sosa want to say welcome in studio. Can you tell the audience who is Mr. James Sosa?
Not inauguration.
Okay. We can hear you, Sosa. Sosa, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
And I'm good. Anyway, again, let me say thank you very so much. As you regularly stated, the name is James Oweta Utamasoso, and I'm here. I am the youth chairperson of the Revolutionary National Youth League Coalition for Democratic Change, electoral district number 13. I'm here with my VCA. He will better introduce himself at the appropriate time. Howbeit, not only that, and like I said, I would prefer to consider myself to be the outgoing youth chairperson. Through the grace of God and through the tremendous support of you in and out of the Republic of Liberia, we secured the Secretary General position at the Center for the Exchange of Intellectual Opinion, CEO on Kerry Street. On the 7th of July, will be inaugurated, at which time we will exit the position of the youth chairperson to play an advocate role. However, today we are here in the capacity as a youth chairperson of the Revolutionary National Youth League to propagate and disseminate information regarding the induction ceremony of the newly appointed commissioner, the commissioner of New Georgia Township in Honorable Stanley L. Wright, which will take place on July 1st, 2023. So we are here to throw more light on that. Maybe anything outside of that, we are still prepared if it has to do with Liberia or the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change.
Okay, so Mr. Sosa, before going to the primary, can you tell the people of the township of New Georgia more about the newly appointed commission? Because as I learned that the commission was one worker or is a worker from the WASH commission.
You are
Can
breaking
you
in.
tell
You are
more
breaking
about
in. The network. You are breaking in.
Are you hearing me now, Mr.
You are
Sosa?
breaking in. I will advise that you come back so that I can hear you
All
clearly.
right.
I
Are you
think,
hearing
I
me?
think I would really suggest that we can discuss the issue about the commissioner
Hello?
at the latter part of the conversation. Are
Yeah.
you getting me?
Yeah, so I said before we dive into the primary that was just held today in District 13, can you tell more about the newly appointed commission for the Township of Lower New Georgia? As I learned, the commission being a strong supporter in or worker from the WASH commission, and also looking at the former commission who don't want to finish his position. By matter of fact, that it is clearly known.
Hello. I'm not really getting you too clearly. Hello, Chief. I'm not
Are
really
you not
getting
hearing
you
me?
too
Okay,
clearly.
let me come back.
It's time to be corrected. You want me to comment on what before we get to the induction ceremony of the commissioner? You want me to comment on what?
You are you getting me?
Oh my God.
So are you getting me?
I think they got some connection issue.
I think it is happening from within the studio.
Yeah,
I
they
think
got
that's where the
connection issue.
challenge is. You see the drop already.
Yeah, but Enzo, you said something earlier, and I wanted to have corrected you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, every part of the world, right? Like you said, we live in the United States. In the United States, every year, all of the roads that you see, they maintain them. So roads being built and being reconstructed over time, it doesn't show the weakness of the government. In as much it is being used, there will always be some small wear and tear. It happens everywhere in the world. The city
But
that I live in, I
it is
come in, Chief.
always built.
Chief,
It
you
is
want to give me
always
one
built.
second? Chief, give me
Yeah,
1 second.
go ahead.
The city that I live in, all of the roads that are being built by the best engineers, every year after the snow, they have to change them because there will be potholes all over. So if because of maybe one or two conditions on the Dole Community Road,
For
you're
now.
not want to commend the president for the construction of some of those roads, then I think that would be a disservice to the president because we should learn how to appreciate the little that people are doing so that it can create an opportunity for more to happen. And and if you will come on air, do you know how we struggle? Conversation knows. Do you know how we struggle to go to school in Liberia? During several occasions, there was no transportation. There's no school fees. The president providing free tuition for the comrades. The comrades on soup don't have to go to lawmakers' office and be begging. Do you know the constraint that he have lifted from the heads of parents? Or because your family could afford school fee? Some of we used to walk to school. We used to walk to school. We have no school for semester. There will be no way out. There will be no way out. We dropped from school. So right now, you only have to think about getting transportation to go to school. You only need a form to eat. And you attend classes. You don't have to pay anything.
Who's
Why
the moderator?
not commend the president?
You or
We have more
Andy?
I'm the
qualified
moderator,
instructors than
but
ever
I am
before.
going to.
At the
No,
moment,
Wigikato.
Chief, most of
That's
our
the role of the
instructors at the
moderator.
university, most of our instructors at the university at the moment, they have at least a master degree. When I entered the UL, I was trying to obtain a bachelor degree in mathematics. Guess what? I have to drop my program during my junior year because I cannot be obtaining a degree in math and have a man who have a bachelor degree in math teaching me. I have a master's degree in America. I cannot teach a high school. You cannot just go in high school and go teach.
Trogon, we
That's a
appreciate
joke.
you for the intro.
So,
Trogon, yeah, Trogon, we
so,
So
appreciate you.
Chokon,
Now just
so
correcting,
And
I'll
Trogon,
correct
Thank you
the
so
Trogon,
edit.
much, bro.
Chokon,
wait,
I'll
Andy,
correct the
Chokon,
edit.
Andy,
Sorry.
Andy,
Chokon,
Trogon,
to the
Trogon
issue.
was talking to me. Andy are coming. We should not move.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
30 seconds.
believe in
No,
it.
I'm
I come
sorry.
Andy. No, Andy, don't do that,
I was
please.
just correcting you though.
I don't believe in this issue of sympathy that we can show appreciation and this and that. No, if you talk about roads being maintained, it is built at a certain standard even before they are maintained.
never is far. Oh,
It meets the
what I'm
standard
saying, man,
before
you
it is
will make me
maintained.
never
Let's
is not
let's
good.
get those things very clearly. You have it meet the number of layers, it meet the diagram, it meet the measurement and everything before you talk about the maintenance part of it. Everything bought or built has to be maintained. Nevertheless, they should meet the standard because if they don't meet the standard, your maintenance is equivalent to rebuilding it. That's your maintenance. So the issue about
What do we
two
do?
different kinds of weathers or
Well,
the
I never
different
saw.
weather will have more impact on your road and it being rebuilt and all of that. That's a different scenario from what we are talking about.
Yeah,
Who is the
we got
president?
more.
The president deserves
I'm not.
appreciation like any other
I
human being.
want to check it to see.
However,
I'm not the down
it
there.
should not be the statement of everyone that when people try to see through the president and try to provide constructive criticism,
Oh,
another group of people say no, and we should appreciate him for at least no, he's been paid for that. All of us, we are indirectly and directly, we are taxpayers. The reason why
All right,
I'm,
laughing.
I'm closing up. The reason why we have to park our car on the side of the road is to not serve as obstruction for the president to go and do the people's work. The reason why the president is receiving the best treatment is we the people are paying the president not to be ill. The reason why the president has
Lavi.
to live the life that he's
Hello,
living is
hello,
because we want to create the kind of environment
hello,
that he does
Lavi.
not come back to us with, with pieces of excuses. So we should
Okay,
not be
laughing.
talking about us, oh, you cannot
Hello,
appreciate the
Lavi.
president, oh, you cannot appreciate. No, if the president is not doing nothing, we're not appreciating because we are the taxpayer that is catering to his sustenance.
All right,
So
laughing. I've been thinking what straddle I'm flagging in. There's a sort of, are you
Hello,
hearing us?
Lavi.
yeah.
I'm
I'm done.
hearing you now. I'm hearing you now. It's much better than before.
All right, so I was asking this question before we dive into the primary. I just want you to speak directly to the newly appointed commission for the township of New Georgia that we reside in, and then why it's unfolding from the angle of the previous commission that is refusing to give all his office to the newly appointed commission. Can you speak to that? Your microphone is off if you are speaking. I don't know. Tell the host to put your microphone on.
Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to the issue with the commission. There's a newly appointed commission
All right.
by the name of Honorable Stanley, and there's an outgoing commission right for the township of New Jersey. Both of them are believed to be significant, and I have got a reliable source that the outgoing commission refused to give up his office that is situated at the Tomovich Depot for the newly commission to start his work. Can you speak to that? And also, can you tell the people who is Mr. Stanley?
All right. So let me say this. That is a contradiction. It is misleading. I can term it as a word coming.
Your microphone is muted. Your microphone is muted. Your microphone is muted. Mommy, can you release the microphone? Mommy, we are not. Mommy, can you release?
Pay attention to the guest. The guest microphone is muted.
Mommy, the guest microphone is muted.
Can I proceed now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You better.
So, like Ragley said, the president of the Republic of Liberia has the responsibility, not just the responsibility, but a constitutional responsibility to appoint and dismiss commissioner. I'm not going to ministers and other areas because today we are responsible for commissioners. So in the wisdom of the president of the Republic of Liberia, he has deemed it necessary at this time to say New Georgia deserves. We are not here to criticize the outgoing chairperson because he brought innovation. He brought sanity to the position. He worked. He was liaising with the 40+ community in New Georgia Township. But this is the constitutional mandate being given by the president of the Republic of Liberia, that he has the responsibility to appoint and dismiss commissioner. So for me to have heard from you that the outgoing commissioner is insisting, I want to say that is a diabolical lie. It's not true. I have not gotten any information of such. The outgoing commissioner is in pari pursuit, as we can regularly state in the context of Liberia. He's in line, and that the new commissioner is going to be inaugurated or inducted into power on July 1st, 2023. That will be a gargantuan inauguration ever in the history of our country. That will be a plethora or colossal inauguration in terms of commissioners in the history of our country.
So, Mr. Sosa, who is?
Thank God, wherever you are.
Who is Mr. Stanley, this new commission? Who is he? Can you tell the public a little bit about him?
Stanley L. Wright is a true son of New Georgia Township. To be specific, he was born, raised up in school in New Georgia Estate. Stanley L. Wright has been an ideologue and is an ideologue of the PAPD. He is a follower of the president. He wants to see the success of the president and the success of the Republic of Liberia. He wants to bring innovations and creativity to the district. He wants to see that people who learn was confiscated on a clandestine way can be retrieved under the better wage of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. He wants to see that the 40+ community can live in harmony, in unity, under the ambience of the name New Georgia Township.
All right,
so is, in my mind, the perfect person that the president has appointed. He is a son, a true son of this township. There is nothing about this township that Stanley L. Wright is not aware of. There is nothing absolutely. Nothing absolutely. He was born, he was schooled and raised in New Georgia Township.
Mr. Sosa. So from my end, maybe my other colleagues, will come up. You know, when they talk about township commission, the first thing that comes to people's mind is land issue, land dispute, land settlement. Can you just state at least two cardiac function of the commission?
You are breaking in. Can you be more clearer than that?
All right. I said when it comes to the name commission of a township, the first thing that comes to people's mind is land dispute. Okay, land settlement. Can you clearly state for the public here at least two cardiac function of the commission?
Oh, okay. Oh, you are asking for the function of the commissioner.
Yeah, because at times when they
be corrected, right?
Yeah, because at times the first thing that comes to people's mind when they talk about commission, it is land dispute. Okay, and then we keep telling that they have land commission, but there's a township commission. So we just want you to clearly state what are some of the things that Mr. Stanley Wright going to be doing after he have taken office on July 3rd?
July 1st.
Okay, July 1st.
Thank you very much. So let me say this. The commissioner of a township is the president of the township. He or she supervises every activities that has to do with the presidency. You are the height of the president. You are there to negotiate when there is dispute, whether internal or external conflict that is uprising within the district or the township. Sorry for the name district. When it comes, whether it is land matter or business matter, where people are to be situated, whether partially or everlastingly, whatever the nomenclature could be, he or she as a commissioner has the full responsibility to have an oversight of everything locally. I'm not discussing legislatively, but I'm discussing executively. When it comes to the executive issue of the township, the commissioner of the township is responsible to handle that. Be it land, be it businesses, be it conflict, be it leadership at the level of the community, where we call, local community leadership, whether there's a dispute there, maybe somebody's time expire and they don't want to leave power, and that's the fundamental responsibility of the commissioner. So
all right,
there could be a
okay,
lot
thank
of
you.
responsibility, but
Lavi, you want to ask any questions surrounding the new commission?
I don't have any interest in that.
Say that again.
Lavi, can you be audible, please?
I don't have interest in that.
All right, Mohammed, you want to ask any questions surrounding the newly appointed commission? Chogon, are you there?
You are not too clear. You are not too clear. I'm not getting you.
Yeah, CEO. I think it's going to be putting enough that I lead the show. I allot time to people, to every one of us on the platform. That let me share the capacity I've been given to serve.
Exactly.
So we have the Youth League chairperson in our studio here, and he is here along with one of his colleagues. So, Chief, those who follow you via our online platform, they will want to know who are you by name and your position as it relates to the CDC number 13.
Thank you very much. The name is Prince Siegu Okuna. From the sound of the name, you understand the law what they met me at. From the level of the CDC, the district, I'm the vice chair for administration. I'm also here as a representative. That is a representative of my community, the New Georgia Gulf community, where I serve the people of New Georgia Gulf as the Secretary General.
Thank you, Honorable SG, and then / you said a position from the CDC?
I'm the vice chair for administration.
Okay, vice chair for administration.
So I'm here with my media boss.
All right, so you're the VCA for the Youth League.
Exactly so. Exactly.
Right. So you listen to the chairperson, and then we have a program coming up for Saturday of this week, which is the endorsement ceremony of the newly appointed commissioner of the Township of New Georgia, Mr. Stanley Wright. So you as a leader within the township, more precise to be a leader from the CDC, serving as the vice chair for administration. What do you think, or what do you expect from the newly appointed commissioner as he will be inducted on Saturday of this week?
Thank you. Let me start by saying this. I see Honorable Stanley L. Wright appointment as a victory for the young people. What I expect from him? Nothing more or less than delivering the best for the township. Let me say this. based on statewide performance, that will only open opportunity for more young people. This is the last time I met him, I told him, I said, it is through you that young people of this township will have more opportunity to serve government, more opportunity to serve any other position. This are we young people. We give you our all. And the last time he visited all the New Georgia Gulf community, I might have met the young people for every sector of the community. I told them, come and see not just a commissioner, but come and see your kind. A young man who has been trusted, a young man who has walked
If you
to
say,
win the trust of the
let me
president.
hold you there. You say he have been tested. Can you make reference to one of those places he have been tested as it relates to leadership proceeding?
Let me say this. Steno Elwa is a leader.
In what capacity?
In the capacity of leadership, the position he's filling right now, that
One
has
of
been
those
trusted with the
positions
president.
he have said before being appointed. You are coming. You have said the man is a leader. So there must be position he have served before being appointed as the current.
Now let me
as the
say
current
something to
commissioner.
that. Let me
I'm
just say
telling you,
something to that.
coming.
I come in. Steno Elwa served as the Inspector General at the Program Commission. Do you know how many men that young man control?
It's not really about how many men you control.
That's leadership.
It should be about what this leadership was able to deliver to the wise commission of this country.
Being understanding with administration as White Commission, first of all, before going to that question, let me say this.
Okay.
When Steno was leaving, when he announced to the White Commission that you're leaving to take on a $150 position, I can tell you something, the people cried. They were in tears.
Instead of
I
breaking
come in.
news.
They were in tears. You know why they were in tears?
No.
Because of the leadership he provided them. Because of the opportunity he provided them. Being the Inspector General, the people understand that he advocated. He advocated on their behalf. He did not just advocate. You know how many people were making less than $150 US and choose while advocacy, they were able to increase their salary at that entity.
This is what I wanted to point out. Moderator, can we come in?
Yeah, no problem, Lavi.
Yeah, I listened to a member from the CDC Youth League. You started on that trajectory. Yeah, Prince. Okay, yes. I'm not really interested about in the emotional part. I know people will cry. People cry for both good and bad people. Even bad people got good friends. So at least like Andy. When Andy asked me earlier, I said I had nothing to say because I knew nothing about the individual. But now that we started the conversation, my thing is, can we list his achievables? Not the fact that people cry. People cry for a whole lot of people. Hitler even still got people crying for him unto this day. So let us list his. Let me understand his achievement that he is going to use as a reflection into transforming the commissioner office that is more involved in.
Let me speak to that quickly. Now let me speak to that quickly.
Yes,
you spoke of his achievement, and I will start from where the comrades, in terms of his position as Inspector General at the WASH Commission, Republic of Liberia. As a general inspector at that entity, he was very, very much vigilant in ensuring that all of the sanitation sector of our country, to name the mineral water company, there were a lot of mineral water companies in this country whose name I cannot call now, that were operating in an unhygienic manner, unhygienic manner. But because of his leadership ability and his innovation in that position, what he did, he moved in, he closed these areas and recommended solutions that could bring about sanity and health to our people today in Liberia. Even though we don't want to say we are 100% drinking safe water, but however, in terms of safe drinking water in this country, I'm not talking about people who are safe drinking from running water or still water, but people who can afford plastic water. I can say to you that 70 to 80% of those water are saved because of his
I will
alcoholic
inject. I will inject, Honorable Sosa. I will inject. I mean, the good thing is that this is not Chokon. This is not Chokon. I mean, not no bad. Chokon is overseas, so Chokon will not have an insight on what has happened in Liberia. I can tell you for a fact that number, and this is where we question leadership when we talk about leadership. The unrealistic approach that people take when trying to
go to the point. That is not in our favor.
We have, just from the mineral water company, I'm going to stress on that mineral, we are having more than ever serious challenge of people who are producing mineral waters. Because also you can work from the studio, I can hold your hand, I can take you side from side, places to places where people are producing.
And this is what we are now saying 100%.
No, it
so
is not.
I'm wondering if he has 70.
No,
if he has 70 that are performing.
It is not. It is all struggling. I think.
So we are not saying all of the mineral water company are operating in lines with rules and regulations. No, we are saying through the instrumentality of this brother,
he has done nothing.
There has been some metamorphosis. There has been some level of change as compared to previous. We are seeing a son of this township who has taken the mantle of responsibility. I just begin with his previous position. We can also come back at the level of the district. We saw the leadership role he played over the period of time. We saw how he was able to amalgamate and conglomerate forces who were behind him to show that is leadership now.
These amalgamations, they are amounting to nothing, because if you talk about water, let's just put in Monserrato. That's an overwhelming challenge. I don't know how frequently you are out of Monserrato, not just.
And have I said there is no challenge?
No, it is not 80. I want you to take back your 80%, not even 40%. We have an overwhelming challenge in the water production, production sector in this country.
That will be a maximum degree of falsification.
You go.
No, that's a maximum degree of falsification. I am not. And you see there, no. Is that you did not understand me? You did not understand.
You use a percentage
of people who are in the confines of the production of mineral water.
No,
I did not talk about running water. I told you this. No, I did not talk about stale water. I told you this. I'm not talking about the production of mineral water.
No,
you did not get me well. You did not get me well. But however, that is just
no. Let me clear that out, then you can continue. Let me clear that out, and you can continue.
So you go to Soniwe. Can you name me a mineral water company in Soniwe?
Don't make the public to understand that I'm talking about running water. I'm not talking about.
So hello, can you name me? Can you please name me a mineral water company in Soniwe that is not working? That is not working in conformities of rules and regulations of the production of water. Name me that mineral water company.
We have these are challenges. You don't need to sleep to find them. I'm telling you, if you go places to where they are producing this water, it is complete filth. So let's leave the percentage, and he got 70%. He said, no, he did nothing.
In fact, I even underrated his performance.
Okay, he's 100, right?
70 to 80, it was being underrated.
This is how
I'm telling you,
driving the country.
No, it was being underrated because you are thinking about running water. You are talking about people who drink it from where. I'm not speaking of that. That is not what I told you yet. I told you in terms of the production of mineral water, there has been some level of purification.
No. And I said no. I continue to say no. I continue to say no, so we have overwhelming challenge.
Which mineral water in Liberia you normally drink? Which mineral water in Liberia you
So which of the mineral water you normally drink here?
Which water I drink? We are talking from a holistic point of view. Every water that I drink, they got challenges, my honorable brother. So you don't come to me.
Oh, yes. It will always have the challenges. It may not be up to 100% standard as compared to Europe or the America. But we are saying for our setting.
You want to say
because historical analysis from early administration to George Weah administration upon the introduction of the Rice Commission,
It is
where
very clear that my brother will not provide me a very concrete.
Serve as the
We
Inspector
need
General.
to put an end.
There have
We
been
need
a
to
lot
put
of
an end to
metamorphosis. Let's be
rhetoric.
real to ourselves. We are not saying every water we drink in this country is being purified, is good. But we are saying those who are involved in the manufacture of mineral water, there are some level of transformation because of this man's involvement.
There are
However,
overwhelming
we do
challenges.
not want to dwell on mineral water.
No, let's leave the water part
because
and go.
it's
But I would say
a
there
lot
are
of capacity.
no, there are overwhelming challenges.
Okay,
There
so
are
we
no,
don't just want to
there
limit
has been no
ourselves to the
improvement.
production of mineral water. And
There
if
has
you can
been
give
bare
us the
minimum
chance, we can
improvement.
dive
No.
into other areas.
No, you
Because we have a
want to. Yeah,
very
let's
limited
dive
time.
into it. But I will end on this note to say that there are overwhelming challenges in the production, and we cannot hold on to the production. You even
Challenges
now,
will always be there.
70%.
I will never disagree with you when it
I
comes to
just wanted to
challenges.
raise a red flag.
Challenges are numerous.
It was my intention to raise a red flag on that water and your percentage that you called to tell you that no, it is unrealistic.
Even though you are not speaking
the
from the
stage where we
statistical
are
point
in
of
this
view,
country as young people, we should
but as
move
an
away from
individual,
rhetoric.
so we will hold your view. It's an
We should
opinion.
move.
It's
We
not
should
fact.
move away from. We should move away from rhetoric. It is a time in which the world is very innovative. A lot of things are driving. A lot of countries are moving forward. We as young
From
people
high
need
school
to be
days, I
drivers.
distance myself from
We as
rhetoric.
young people should be
I
drivers.
follow
of
realities
issues.
and not rhetoric.
That's rhetoric. If you can tell me that if you live in the Republic of Liberia and tell me that even grading this individual 70 or 80% is an understatement, it's rhetoric. And where are we?
No,
are
it
we
is
young,
not.
Are we
It's
young
just like
people prepared for
you
leadership?
still not understanding
No.
me. I
Mr.
said in the
Moderator,
production of mineral
Mr.
water,
Moderator,
I am
I
not
will
talking
tell you
about
what you want
safe
to
drinking
try
water.
because we are coming. I
Safe
don't
drinking
want us
water
to
is
hold this.
different
I
from
don't
the
want us to
production of
hold this
mineral
and
water.
don't talk
People
about
are
this
drinking
headwork
from
and
well,
this
people are drinking from running water, other
Okay,
people are
thank
drinking
you.
from swamp water. I am not
Yes.
discussing
So from the
that
okay, from the
aspect. I am discussing the purification or the
there
production
is
of
no
mineral
purification
water.
of no water in this
Maybe you
country.
did not get me well.
People, let's move on because I don't want us to tie down to this onto the underperformance
Thank you
of
very
this
much. Thank you.
purification
Thank
water.
you. I think
Because
yes,
all that
I think we can
purification
move on.
water is a mere
I think we can
2%
move
or 0%. So moderator, I turn it over to you.
Even though you are not a machine to grade people, but we will accept it because it is an opinion.
Because it is realistic.
And as
Because
intellectual, we
it's realistic.
believe in the acceptance of opinions.
All right, so that is it. Those who following us, you are watching Inside District number 13. We have the youth league chair and the vice chair for administration in our studio here, and then we have online the program director of Foca Online TV, and you are just providing his own of take as it relates to issues within our country and the recent appointment of Mr. Stanley L. Wright. So, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Youth Chair,
Yeah, go ahead,
in
whatever.
your capacity, should I address you as a newly elected SG of skill or
Whatever. Even though I'm not being, inaugurated, but I prefer accepting whatever nomenclature.
so you're going to leave the youth league position within the CDC and then focus on CEO activities.
Exactly.
It seems to be like more resources are allotted to CEO.
We don't go
than the
beyond
CDC.
resources. And if we are to go beyond resources, you and I, we agreed that CO
No,
does
I'm
not
just
have
asking
money
you.
as compared to the CDC.
I'm just asking you.
Oh, okay. This is the question I want to demystify. Because we don't go beyond resources. We go beyond callings and passions. Over the period of time, we accept these positions. So if it's about resources, I have served as a youth chairperson of this district for a very long period of time. Not only that, I serve as the Secretary General of the management team of the Revolutionary National Youth League. Not only that, I serve as a council chairperson of the Youth League.
So
Not only that,
who going to replace you now after you?
that is not a question for me to answer.
No, but people who following the wants to know.
I agree.
Well, there's
The
nothing like
CDC has a
external clause.
principle. The
Is there?
CDC has a principle. There are times extensive cross works, and there are times that appointment or recommendations are made.
So which one should we take?
Or two.
No, you get.
No, or two. when you read the historicity of our party, the Mate Coalition for Democratic, all right, let us forget about Mate Coalition, but the Mate Congress for Democratic, you will agree with me. No. We go by doctrines in this institution, and that's why sometimes people envy us because we follow.
Mr. Chairman, please answer this question.
And I said, take any two. Take out of the.
To take any of the two.
In fact, take all two, not any two, but take all two.
Should we take a ascendancy clause?
All two.
No, I don't think you are doing justice to us.
Then you don't want me to do justice to you. Maybe you want me to lie. Look at the history. When Chairman McGill left the party, who was in line? No, Molu was the vice chair for operation.
Molu was the vice chair.
He was not the vice chair for administration.
All right.
But he took the responsibility from the vice chair for operation and joined over the administration and became chairman. So that is the party. You don't question the decision of the party.
I'm not questioning.
That's the supremacy of the party.
I'm not questioning
the will of the people will
which
prevail.
institution people cannot question decision?
Even though
which
somehow,
institution
some
people
way,
cannot question decision?
Are
you telling me that the CDC is a are you telling me that the CDC is a dictatorial institution that you cannot question decision?
So that's what we say. The will of the people will prevail. The young people in this district will decide. It's not in the best wish of James Sosa to say, oh, because he is the youth chairperson in governor, so he coming to hold Prince Bonahan because he's the VCE.
No, it is not an issue of him picking Prince Bonahan and bringing him on board. I think it should be the issue of ascendancy clause. There should be a document that states when this man leaves, the person who next to him should occupy the position.
The only thing that we have, if that person is still alive, but it is not present, then of course, ascendancy authority can take effect. But in the case where that person has exited, the issue of ascendancy clause does not matter, but the will of the people. I hope you get that.
Okay, so the issue does not matter about the will of the people.
Sure.
That is you people priority within the CDC.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we move forward now to the commissioner being inducted on Saturday of this week. So, what do we expect from the commissioner after leaving the WASH commission and then coming to serve a township? What do we expect from him in terms of
coming moderator? Let me respect you for that. Thank you very much.
In terms of contributing to the growth and development of the township, what do we expect from him?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You are a wise young person, and you have passion.
If we speak against the CDC,
no, I don't care about that. You ask a sensitive question as a moderator.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
And that is the fundamental responsibility of the moderator to speak in the minds of the audience because they may not have the opportunity to ask us.
Definitely.
What we expect. I think when we speaking in this direction and forgetting about his historicity and all that kind of thing, it doesn't matter in life because today you can be a thief and tomorrow you become a pastor. So we don't care about that, even though it is necessary, but we're not going to that. What do we expect?
So you need to stop this. You cannot say that you're bringing people to public office and the historicity of their achievement doesn't matter. We should start being serious, very serious as young people. No, it is not supposed to.
Okay, it matters, but it is not in totality.
It matters.
But you are aware, man, my behavior today cannot be my behavior tomorrow. Come here, let me be real.
It matters.
Lavi, let me be real. They come and ask a question. The moderator asks a question, let me go into it.
So I should moderate the show.
No, you moderate.
Let me tell you what this man will do for this.
Moderator, you moderate this show, but you moderate this show for the Liberian people.
New Georgia Township have been limited.
Moderator, you moderate this show for the
Thank you very much for doing that.
New
Georgia Township have been limited from Squanto Creek to New Georgia Gulf and that of Ophi. But when you read the map of this township, it goes as far as New Georgia Corwell. The Corwell is part of this township. As we speak, just yesterday, as an innovative and workaholic, energetic incoming commissioner, he was there speaking with the leadership of that. I think we have up to 10 to 12 communities in New Georgia called where that fall under this township. Over the period of time, we did not hear about them. Let me tell you this. In a very short period of time, in the shortest period of time, New Georgia Township is going to have a multi-purpose building. A building that will accommodate people who want to do their wedding show, whatever, whatever occasions that require the conglomeration of the. I'm speaking the minds of the commission here.
Okay.
We are talking about innovations. We are talking about creativity. We are not talking about a commissioner who will just sit down one place and discuss case. No, that's not what we are discussing. We are talking about a mulling commissioner. A commissioner that wants to take New Georgia Township. Do you know that there were settlers from the United States of America that settled here and named the place New Georgia? Don't you think it is wise, it worked for this New Georgia in Morovia to liaise with those settlers that came from the United States of America? There must be a conglomeration. There must be an idea of unity. This commissioner is thinking in that direction. Okay. And I can tell you, maybe before this year end, through the grace of God, he will be traveling to speak to the people that left from those people, the particular place that they left in America and they came and settled down here. The commissioners of that particular place want to meet with the commissioner of this place so that they can sit down and dialogue and see what are the problems that we are facing here. The commissioner position must not just be you sit down and people bring cases, you judge it, or people got land issue and this. That somebody talking about land commissioner and township commissioner. I don't know the distinction, but I care to explain that in Mulling, Liberia, in the township of New Georgia, we only have a commissioner, and that commissioner play the multiplicity of all of the role of the commissioner. Water, land, township, administration, dispute, whatever. So he is the commissioner of New Georgia Township. Sure. In every aspect. So what we want to say here is that on July 1st, we are asking all of the community dwellers, the 40 plus community that fall under the Bella Wish and the ambience of New Georgia Township, to make their way to Iron Factory Field. Be there before 9 a.m. Because we will be parading. Like I told you, it will be the first plateauria, colossal, and gargantua inaugurations of any commissioner in the history of our country. Really? We will be parading because we are pleased with the president to have appointed one of us. I say one of us because he is a true son of this township. And I am the true son of this township, like you or like any other person. So make your way there.
Let me move to Prince, who is the VCA. So Prince, you start quietly and listen to the youth league chair of the CDC, district number 13. And we hope and pray that the newly appointed commissioner do everything in his capacity as the commissioner, provide all of the best that the township can boast of, that yes, we have someone new. We have a man who have come to contribute, who have come to transform the township. My question here to you is, what do you think Commissioner Stanley Wright will do different as it relates to the proliferation of ghettos within the township of New Georgia?
Thank you very much. And let me be clear with this. The man has not been inducted or inaugurated. Do you know what the man is involved with right now?
I don't know.
The man was able to visit a lot of communities. He cannot exactly or directly walk straight into the various ghettos. One thing you should understand that those ghettos are within communities. And those communities got leadership. Every community have a chairman. I said, you know one I don't have. He visited them one by one. And one message he's propagating is the community should work along with the township government in making sure that we will be able to eradicate, if we're not able to get us all together, but we are going to you folks. If I met me as acting executive as the Secretary General of Nigeria about community, we discuss community issue. And there are some plans that we discuss, I will not discuss yet.
Why you don't want to disclose?
You know that for security reasons, the DO hold me responsible.
Are you a security personnel?
I'm not, but we are all security people by idea.
You guys who are the politicians, you have all kind of a trick not to disclose certain information to the public.
Chief, you and myself know very well there are some security information you don't disclose.
What is it? Where
By
is the
doing that,
information
you
there?
report the criminal on their ledge.
I don't think there's a security implication on this thing.
You call that security implication? We got something called classified information. Don't ask me about that.
All right. So, Mr. Chairman, District 13 Youth Council, there is a little faction within the District Youth Council of District number 13. And the commissioner should be inducted on Saturday of this week. You, as a leader within the district, if you were to sit and have a conversation with the guys from the District Youth Council, because I've been receiving a lot of communication from them concerning a faction between Abby Bryan and his school. What will be your recommendation to the young people?
Thank you very much. Even though I am not aware of those fractions that you are speaking of, and the reason is very simple, I'm not a community youth chairman, and I think the DYC tend to be corrected is the conglomeration of youth chairperson of various communities.
Definitely.
Historically speaking, we are the original founder of the DYC. In fact, I served as acting chairperson of the DYC under the regime of Honorable Sir Joseph when he was representative of this district. And I worked in line with Ezekiel Allen, who was then youth chairperson for Chocolate City, Emma Blackie, who was youth chairperson of the Blackie Island. And there were a lot of things that we did. We worked to ensure that the DYC was in prominence. So if there are Hulubalus or pandemoniums, being created within the DYC upon the inauguration of the newly appointed commissioner, we have a dialogue with them. I will personally speak to him to have a dialogue with the young people to see what are their qualms. Why is it that there are misunderstanding? Because Abby Brown, there are information that coming out. I don't know if it is true.
Yeah,
that he lost his community chairmanship. Yeah. If that is true, I don't know, but that has been said in the state. And the prerequisite of being chairman of the DYC is to first of all be chairman of your community, youth chairman of your community.
Definitely.
So if it is true, I'm not saying I got a fact, but if it is true that Abby Brown has lost, and the chairmanship, what needed to be done? These people don't know how to be bringing us. What needed to be done is to meet with authority, that is either the commissioner, the representative, to ensure that there will be a formal transition. Remember, the brother served, Abby Brown served. So nobody should just go one morning and say they're going to hijack. Despite of the fact that he has lost that status. It doesn't mean you must go hijack the man. You could be in that position tomorrow. So you must be treated with respect when you are leaving. So there will be a holistic dialogue with the two teams to ensure that our township can be in peace.
All right. So before I take a leave of you, I want to ask you this question, and this is a straightforward question that I want to pose to you. The current Commissioner Louis K. Wooler, if you were to do a fair analysis to grade him, what would be your grade point?
Let me say this. I did not have a lot of interaction with him. I think I have like 2 or 3 interactions. One was
from his working.
Yeah, I come in because it is from my interactions and and his working that I will be able to grade him. And I did not go there as individual. I went there with issues, and the way he addressed them, it is from whence I'm going to grade him. One was on the establishment of the DYC somewhere around 2012, 2013. I must say he scored excellent when we met him at the time. even though Honorable Sahari Joseph at the time did not recognize us, or he was struggling to have recognized us, but he, as commissioner of this township, recognized us, and that was the foundation or the germination of the DYC. So I grade him 100% on that. And then there was an issue in my community in terms of leadership. My chairperson time has expired, and the Elder Council wrote in a communication, and his intervention in that matter, I will also grade him 80%. I don't know how he has been involved with other people problems, but from my interaction with him, holistically, I will grade him even 80%.
In general,
In general, I will grade 80%.
In general,
He did some good work.
In general,
In general, he did exceptionally well. It's just that that's the will of the president. It doesn't mean that you are not performing, but you can be performing and the president say, I want for another person to come. And sometimes in military, when people stay too long in a particular place, they become complacent. So through this thing, maybe that was the reason. Not that you are not performing. And we respect him for his role play all the period of time.
All right. So what do you make of the decision from the CDC on today by electing Mr. Flomo to be the face of the CDC within district number 13 as we go to the pool
I see it good.
this year? Do you think he can retain the seat?
Oh, yes.
Do you think he can give district number 13 to President Weah?
That's my thinking. And I'm hopeful that he possesses all of the characteristics to ensure that as a political leader of this district, he will deliver this district to the hand of George Weah or the Medical Coalition for Democratic Change.
All right. So that was the voice of Chairman Zowita Utamasoso. Prince, just to take a leave of you, and then we'll come back to the chairman and get a parting comment, and then we can wrap up from here. So you as a young man, do you rather see the commissioner being a person who's going to incorporate young people in his office?
I don't just see unity in him, I see leadership. To be a leader, you got to be someone who will see far beyond the normal man.
You're speaking like someone from the Student Unification Party or PROSA.
I would take the Student Unification Party. And that leadership within Mr. Commissioner, the incoming, will not do anything that will bring about division within the township. So is he going to incorporate? I will clearly say here, yes, he will. So that I can say on that for now.
All right, so chair.
So in part in the meeting, again, extend my thanks and appreciation to my own big brother, the CEO of the Focus TV, Honorable Andy Bopla Jala. He's a very good character, a role model that a lot of people want to follow. I admire him a lot for the short time I interacted with him. I want to say thank you. I want to say bravo. Thank you very much for creating such a huge opportunity for young people to explore their talent. I still have you in mind. Let me say thank you very much, comrades, for the invite. We are grateful that all of you will be invited July 1st to cover the program of the induction ceremony.
Yeah,
This is an open invitation to you, to the institutions, to be there. And we are calling all citizens, marketers, civil society organization, young people, community leaders, whatever the nomenclature could be. Come, let us induct our new commissioner in office, and let's give him the chance to transform this township into an oasis of development. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Prince.
And to conclude, let me be sincere. This is a clear confession. Okay. I've been hearing about Focus TV.
Oh, really?
I did not actually know how focused you guys were here. So let me say hats off to the CEO. You did extremely well. The Kusi studio. I appreciate that. And let me speak quickly to the issue of Elder Papi Flomo. Elder Papi Flomo be declared as the face on the ballot of the CDC today. It sent a shock wave.
People say it was stage man.
Let me say something to you. Even the community cheerleaders around that Nigerian shark community and our former US Marine boy from right behind your studio. I know how they are feeling right now. I know how unstable they are right now. But I can say to you clearly that this district.
If you say
This district going to direction and
if you
a
say-
1-1 victory for George
if you say okay, no problem, thank you. But you know the good thing about it is that Mr. Sosa, once